Last time on Bike Vids.
No!
The week that broke Bike Vids. This was a week of riding that culminated in 2 days of racing at the Sea Otter Classic. But before that, I went on an awesome road tour that landed in Pismo Beach.
Are you fucking kidding me?
I used some Amtrak and public transportation to make this a loop from Santa Cruz, but the idea is that this could be the perfect 4 or 5 days to spend on the Central Coast cycling route, especially if you haven't seen this part of the area before and have limited time. It is kind of all the bang for all your bucks, or for limited bucks. Day one was a long day to Big Sur, and then on from there to San Simeon. There's lots of ways to break that up. You could watch episode 1 of the tour. Thanks for watching Bike Vids. Today's episode takes off from San Simeon. We're going to head down through San Luis Obispo into Pismo for basically day 3 and 4 of the tour. After Pismo, we're going to take a scenic route back to San Luis Obispo to catch the Amtrak to San Jose. And there are options there depending on your time schedule. You could, of course, ride from San Jose to Santa Cruz, which is only a 35 mile bike ride, granted half pretty much entirely uphill. In this case, I chose to take the Highway 17 Express bus back into town. So yeah, let's check it out. Heading out of San Simeon with nothing more than an extreme sunburn and a head full of dreams. We've left the kind of some of those epic coastal highway views behind, but still really, really nice coastal meadows here. And you know, we're gonna definitely be dropping in and out of the beach. But between here and Morro Bay area, I mean, it's really you're smooth sailing, hopefully with a tailwind. Celebrate good times, come on. My plan today is head out of San Simeon, enjoy a nice cruise into San Luis Obispo, and then take a, maybe not the most direct route, but a nice route into Pismo. Morro Bay is famous for 2 things, I think. This giant rock, seen from miles away, and I think also seen from miles away these towers. But Morro Bay is a great place to stop, get a coffee, refuel, and next stop, San Luis Obispo. In a lot of ways, like, this part of the trip is like, it's like living the dream, you know? I mean, it's all living the dream, but you've kind of conquered some of the hardest territory. And like I kind of mentioned, you're probably cruising a serious tailwind, and you're taking some country roads in and out of San Luis Obispo. You know, something else for me is these places and visiting these places in the now, in this time of life. It sparks memories of my parents taking my sister and I to Hearst Castle, visiting Pismo Beach, visiting Morro Bay. So when I'm doing these things now on a bike adventure, you know, especially at the pace that a bike adventure allows you to take, and the thoughtfulness that a bike adventure, you know, allows you to kind of have the time to think about, you know, it just brings back so much memories that might have not been the memories at the forefront of my mind the week before, but, you know, for sure, like, feeling it, cruising through a lot of these places. You know, and I know that People love their cars. People love their motorhome camping. And it's all over the Central Coast. Just how I said that, did it imply that I think that is bullshit? Perhaps. Wasn't my intent, knock your socks off. Well, maybe it's not actually the most sustainable form of camping. But I'm glad I'm not in those motorhomes. I'm glad I'm cruising into North Beach Campground. There is no hiker-biker. Make sure you get your reservation in advance. But there's for sure a lot of pros of the campsite. So the Pismo Dunes and the Pismo Beach, North Beach Campground abuts against a monarch butterfly sanctuary, and literally just, after kind of leaving the car camping behind and hopping on a little walking trail, you get to just a really great, quiet, beautiful spot. This is what we're here for, right? This is why we're here. Awesome place to take a nice long walk, stretch the legs, get off the bike, do some, I wouldn't say exercise, but do some stuff like cruising around, not just the repetitive motion of the bike. And it's a gorgeous destination to do that. I happen to be here on also an exceedingly beautiful day, and so no complaints. Raise your hand if you remember me talking about it's worth going the extra miles to the grocery store instead of eating gas station food. So Pismo has that option as well. You go a little bit out of town to a place called California Fresh Market. I don't necessarily vouch for the place or have any idea like who they're affiliated with. Probably someone, definitely not a independent business. But either way, they get you the stuff that you might want, like fresh food. So it's worth taking a little mile trip out of town to get that food and then come back to your campsite. I think I'm trying to show off my reading material here. The Lynxie's been a real champ. For those of you that follow, the Lynxie is basically a fancy touring bike that I built up, and it's just been performing great. The one by drivetrain, 38, 10, 46, all the stuff I need, and just a super fun bike to ride. It's funny how this view can so quickly become, a comfortable home. The frogs, I probably should mention the frogs. The frogs in North Beach Campground, loud AF. I don't know if it's frog season. Not being sarcastic, or I just literally don't know. Are frogs doing this thing all the time? Like waking you up. Could you be woken up by worse things on a bike tour? Absolutely. And I'm sure some of you had. Let us know in the comments. I'm out of here, Pismo. All of the tour's over. The tour's over. What we're going to do is we're going to take a extra long scenic route back to San Luis Obispo, because that's where we're going to catch the train. So we're going to continue past Pismo and then loop back. I mean, it doesn't make sense for the most efficient route, but you get to see again some more cool ag land and rural roads. And what's the rush, right? All we got to do is go on a beautiful bike ride, get to Pismo, get to San Luis Obispo to catch I think 3:30 train is when the Coast Starlight cruises through there. Gravel's all the rage, kids. I do it, you do it. If you don't, come on. Yeah, and this section even features a little short dirt cut through, which as far as I know is not private property, but it kind of gets you to where you want to go. And, watch out when you got a loaded bike on the grav. I run a tubeless in the Linksy. I did get one puncture basically somehow at the train station, so not riding. Noticed some leakage, which pretty much healed itself right away. But a flat waiting for the train is probably not the worst thing that could happen. Yes, this can be the perfect 4 to 5 day journey for you on the Central Coast, looping around the Santa Cruz, San Jose area. But the more I'm kind of thinking and talking about it, the more it has to do with, I guess, me, and as any trip like this is, it's about kind of our thoughts and reflections and time spent with ourselves. And for me, a lot of these places have a connection and emotions and memories. But of course, when you visit a place new for the first time, that's when you begin to forge those memories. So I should probably not overthink it. Arriving in San Jose is just another opportunity to use public transportation to aid your bike tours. And I'm heading home, This was an awesome 4 or 5 day trip. Yeah, it's the week that broke bike vids. I've got 2 days of bike racing ahead of me after I come back from this. But, this is doable. This is fun. And I'll tell you what, it's something for sure I'm going to basically do again. So thank you for watching Bike Vids. You got some questions? You got some comments? Let's talk about it. I hope you're doing great. I hope you're out riding your bikes, and we'll see you next time.